All right. Oh, what's YouTube for besides to talk shit? So if you don't know who I am, my name is Troy, or T-Roy, as you see in my name on YouTube. And I talk about social anxiety or overcoming social anxiety, building confidence, talking to people, being social when you're shy, and occasionally relationship and dating advice. And you might not know this, but I actually helped run a business that was not owned by me, but I helped run it with a friend of mine for 2 years right after COVID, giving guys dating advice, helping our clients meet people, get a lot of dates, and get a girlfriend. So that's what I did. And I saw kind of a little bit of this entrepreneurial life. I basically was a coach. At the time, I didn't do a lot of the running business stuff. I tried, it wasn't really my thing. I wasn't really into reaching out to people on Facebook in the DMs, doing cold DMs, whatever. But I did a lot of the coaching. At a certain point, eventually, I was doing 3 out of every 4 of our coaching calls. And I saw a lot of what was going on in the business. Well, I was basically helping run it for those 2 years. So my friend and I ran this business, and I got into that whole entrepreneurial world. And now, occasionally I scroll. Occasionally I scroll. I woke up this morning and I was scrolling, and this thing popped up on my Instagram feed. And it was this girl or young woman. I couldn't really tell how old she was. She looked early 20s, but she said she had been on this entrepreneurial journey for like close to 10 years. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I was looking at her profile, and it resembled the profile of a lot of people that I've seen that have just popped into my feed, where they're talking about doing like 100K months. You know, they throw out these numbers, 10K, 100K for my clients, however much K, helping them with their sales. And I thought popped into my head again about like, there's coaches like this helping people grow their business, who've paid people to help them grow their business, to help other people grow their business. And I'm thinking, how is this, the skeptical mind is like, how is this not a pyramid scheme? Now, I'd like to remain really optimistic because I love the fact that people are getting more entrepreneurial. I loved it in 2020 when people were like, okay, let's get into online coaching because it's what we can do, because a lot of businesses are being shut down. So I loved it when it was happening. And now I'm just seeing people post a lot of the same stuff that I was posting in 2020 that I was kind of new to, like, I guess like posting things for social proof. Like when I was giving dating advice, I would try my best when I was out at the bar to like post a small video of me talking to a woman, or have my friend like film me for a second talking to women, because you have to show that you're competent in what you're teaching. And the reality was, I went out to the bar every weekend and I was practicing talking to women. I was practicing being more confident when we were running this business. And there was a lot of posting that kind of stuff. And so anyway, I got a glimpse of like certain things that people would do to make themselves look a bit better. Like, so this friend of mine who I was running the business with had a friend tell him, hey, just so you know, like when you go to Chicago and you're taking that weekend trip and you're like making a big deal of it and filming everything and being all excited, it shows that you don't really do that often. And it like kind of hit me. I was like, yeah, you know what? That's kind of true, isn't it? Like if you're going to some place and you're posting everything about, like you're filming everything, you're acting all excited, like these people that you see on social media on yachts. So I was scrolling this morning, back to what I was scrolling on this morning, this young woman who's an entrepreneur, makes a lot of money, blah, 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 but looks very similar to a lot of entrepreneurs I see on social media, posting kind of the same framed stuff. Like it's just a video, like her reels are all like videos of her, and then you have the text there and everything. There were pictures of her like tagged. I was doing a bit of Instagram creeping, sorry. But I was scrolling through and it's like pictures of her and everybody on a yacht, like all of her entrepreneur friends. And if I looked really closely, there were like some kind of older people, like not in their 20s, like the majority of the group. And I was like, does the yacht belong to them? Because they were posting pictures, like acting like it was a really big deal that they were on this, like, you know what? It wasn't really a yacht. It was more of a big boat. But anyway, I guess that's what a yacht is, isn't it? Anyway, I had a friend also who used to go to hotels. He got this idea to go to like hotels in order to film, like nice hotels that he wasn't staying at, to film videos in the lobby so that he'd be surrounded by nice things. You know, he'd be in a nice hotel lobby and it looked like he was in like a big nice office or something, or like a lobby of some nice place that he was staying at, which is fair game. It's very clever to do that. And obviously, when I was doing the dating coach stuff, when I was giving like dating relationship confidence advice to people, I would want to show myself out talking to people because I wanted to show that I was practicing what I was preaching, and I'd be out for like hours. It was something that I was very passionate about because I was shy when I was younger. You can go back to my videos from like 4 or 5 years ago on here where I talk about overcoming social anxiety. So I would be out there for like 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours on a weekend, not drinking, you know, like fully sober, talking to people in order to become more and more and more confident and comfortable around people. And I would take like a quick clip, and I always felt weird about it, pulling out my phone, because I knew that I was just pulling out my phone to film a quick Instagram story so that people following me would see that I was going out and talking to people. And the reality was, most of the people that I was like when you go out to a bar, you have to approach a lot of women, or maybe you don't, maybe you see somebody and you just know you're going to hit it off with them and you just have to approach one person. But for me, I was talking to a lot of people, and maybe like 5% would actually want to continue talking to me and would like me. And there was a lot, my point is, there's a lot of like showing. There's a lot of showing with whatever you're doing. And you might see it when you're scrolling through Instagram and you're seeing these like coaches, these entrepreneurs and stuff. There's a lot of like showing. And I guess I just wanted to post this video to make that point, because it's something that I've thought about and I haven't really posted it on this channel, or just like put it out to the world, my thoughts. If you've seen this before, if you feel the same way about Instagram entrepreneurs and you're scrolling through and you see it, let me know in the comments. If this is the first time that you're thinking about it this way and you just think like, okay, everybody who is marketing themselves as an online coach has their shit together and everything they show, like their life is like literally ballin', and this is the first time you've thought about stuff like this, let me know that as well in the comments. And yeah, before I pulled out my camera, by the way, this video, I was gonna make some joke about me being just some random guy in a sweatshirt drinking coffee in what appears to be like, you know, just a bedroom with, I painted that, by the way. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I'll say about that. See, even that like is like a filter, because I used to, when I was making videos, by the way, a few years ago, I would make a lot of videos about dating advice, and I would talk about the things that were around me, and I would make jokes about them to kind of like break the third wall or whatever. Isn't that what they call it when you're like when you're watching a movie, like you're watching Deadpool and Deadpool like looks at the camera or whatever, or revealing the veil or whatever. I always wanted to do that when I was doing the dating coach stuff, because I never wanted to like put on a front. I always wanted to show everything for exactly what it was, because the truth is we were doing something pretty cool. We weren't really balling. We made like a decent amount of money, but a lot of that stuff went to like business expenses, because we had to pay for our own apartments. We had to pay for our software that allowed us to get payments from people. We had to pay for our own coaching so that we could grow our business. So it's like the take home doesn't really add up to as much as, or at least for us, didn't really add up to as much as you'd think if I were to tell you how much we actually made in a month. So yeah, this whole like revealing the veil thing, I think is something that I'm interested in. I really respect honesty, and that's why I criticize what I see as a bit of dishonesty. Let me know if you agree or disagree, or if I'm just some rambling buffoon on the internet and that's what you think. Just let me know. I love feedback. Thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, peace.